In this video tutorial, I am going to talk you through the process of engaging and completing the e-tivities. So you'll need to go to a module that's got an e-tivity in it. So I'm going to recommend that you go to, first of all, week 2, Defining Creativity and Imagination in Education. And if you scroll towards the bottom of that particular module, you will see that there is a heading called e-tivity. Whenever there's an e-tivity in a week, it'll be at the end of that particular weekly module. And in this module, we've got e-tivity 1A and e-tivity 1B. So I'm going to demonstrate how to engage with the e-tivities using e-tivity 1A. The e-tivities are a series of tasks that are in the online environment that encourage you to complete various parts of the weekly requirements. So it could be anything from a forum post to thinking about mind mapping or taking photographs of something. They're really prompts to keep you on track and keep you motivated and accessing the unit. The e-tivity is set up in a way, and it is slightly restricted by the way Leo works, but the e-tivity is set up in a way that you can engage with it a total of 10 times, okay? So it does need to be completed, but you have 10 goes at completing that e-tivity. And this is going to be important as I explain how I recommend that you actually complete them. The e-tivity is related to all of the resources and the readings that are in that weekly module. So I'd really encourage you, whenever a module opens up, is to actually go and have a look at the e-tivity first and see what it is asking you to do, okay? It's very tempting when you go into a new weekly module and you see, for instance, a forum that says introduce yourself, that you go in and introduce yourself. But it may just be that in the e-tivity you're being asked to introduce yourself in a particular way. So let's just keep that in our mind, that the thing to do is to actually see what the e-tivity is asking of you for that particular week or the particular 2 weeks, and then go and do the required tasks related to it. So I'm going to click on the e-tivity 1A, and because I've actually gone in and tested this already, it's telling me that I've already been there. So I want to start from the page again, so I'm going to say I don't want to start from the last page that I actually saw. So when you go into the e-tivity for the first time, you will see something that looks like this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is click on Welcome. And this is going to start explaining what the e-tivity is about. So what I'd recommend you have at this stage is a piece of paper and a pen so you can write down what the e-tivity is asking you. The other thing you can do, of course, is take a screen grab of the questions. So I'm going to click on Next. And the first question in e-tivity 1A is, have you accessed, read and understood the EDFT 460 unit outline? So it's a very simple question. You will find that within these e-tivities, some of them are administrative questions that are really designed just to make sure you've read what you need to be reading. Other ones might be a little bit challenging. Now, you'll remember that I said that you have 10 goes at checking, at going through the e-tivity, and this is going to be important. I can't make it happen any more than 10. That is a restriction that Leo has. The first time you go through the e-tivity to work out what is required of you, I will ask you to select the wrong answer. It'll be fairly difficult to not work out what the wrong answer is. The reason why I want you to do that is if you go through and answer all the questions correctly without actually doing the activities, the system is going to record that you've completed this e-tivity correctly, and it's going to award you the relevant marks or the appropriate marks for that e-tivity. So in a sense, you would have been awarded marks by the system for having not completed the e-tivity correctly, which ultimately can open up a whole range of issues further down the line. So the first time you look at the e-tivity, please, to the best of your ability, answer the questions incorrectly, so that you actually have the opportunity to note down what you're doing. The reason why I don't give you the questions in another format so you can read them is that I actually do want you to be going into the e-tivity and really consciously thinking about them over the period of the week or the 2 weeks. Okay. So here I'm going to say no, I have not, and I'm going to submit that. And I'll say, would I like to try again? So in the real instance, when you're using the etivity, as in, you know, times 2 through to 10, you actually get a chance to answer again if you get it wrong. Now, I just want to go to the next question. And I'm going to say, no, I haven't. So I'm now going to go through the etivity, assuming that I'm getting the questions wrong. And each time when I'm going through this etivity for the first time, I'd be making a note of what these questions are, okay? So I'd either be writing them down, and remember, if you write them down, you're going to be thinking about them a bit more, or I'd be taking a screen grab of them. Okay, I'm now going to just speed through this so that we can get on with the video tutorial. And you'll see that the questions in this one are actually very easy indeed. Okay, and then we get to the end of etivity 1A, and it tells you that you've got to the end, okay? And then you click on Finish, and this will actually tell me that I didn't score very well, okay? If you are doing the etivity for real, I presume you would get 100% or near on 100% correct. So you'd get a more of a positive score up here. You can go straight to your grades and view the grade that you've got in your gradebook, or you can return to the unit. Now, assuming that you're doing as I recommended and you're using your first go of the etivity to take down your notes, I'm now going to go back to the unit. And at this point, you would have taken down your notes or taken screen grabs of everything you need to do, and you can start engaging with those particular questions. For example, if one of the question was introduce yourself, pretending that you are a grade 6 student, you would go in and you'd introduce yourself pretending that you're a grade 6 student. That isn't actually what you're asked to do, so make sure that as you progress through etivity 1A and etivity 1B, you do take a note of what is needed. So that is how you go through, that is the recommended way of going through the etivities. As I have said before, it's a little bit clunky, but we have to be creative with what we can use in Leo. It's not necessarily customized for every particular thing that academics want to do with it, but it is a way of keeping you on track so you know what is expected of you. The etivity will stay open from the minute it opens until the end of that particular module or group of content, and you can see those dates in the unit outline. I hope you found this helpful.